All right, everybody. Can I get you back up here in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good morning.
Good morning.
Awesome. Hello, hello, guys. So today for the wait, is this thing on? Actually, I don't think this is on. Hang on.
Welcome to McDonald's. How may I help you?
There we go. Make sure it's running. Yep. Okay. Sorry about that. Let's try that again. Good morning. Sorry, guys. I meant to say this is the first day that we're going to be doing a recording of this lesson. We don't do it every day because I try to do it different periods. It just kind of messed up during first period. So, again, no one can see your face. The only thing you can see is what's on the screen right here on the recordings. And the only thing you'll hear is what I'm saying. So we'll just make sure we're not using any last names while we do this so that everyone's privacy is protected except for mine. So when I say teach, you're going to say, okay, talk to each other. What's your favorite kind of ape and what do you like about it? And then 2, what are some kinds of things that you think apes care about? Also, does anybody think they can identify all 3 of those kinds of apes? Look at that. Excellent. Talk it over, guys. What's your favorite kind of ape? What do you like about it? What kinds of things do you think apes care about? Teach, teach.
Okay. I like
Make sure we're up and running. Okay, that looks good. We're looking healthy here. Tick, tick, tick. Is that working? I think so.
welcome to McDonald's. How may I help you?
Okay, I think that is working. All right, everybody, come on up in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. What is your favorite kind of ape? Aspen, what's your favorite kind of ape? Gorillas? Absolutely. How many of us put gorillas down for that? Yeah, that one's been really popular. What else do we have? Did someone put something other than a gorilla? What else have we got out there? Adam, what do you like? Orangutan. What's that? Because they're ugly. I think they're kind of cute. That one over there on the right looks nice to me. This is like a little baby. Yes, Guinevere. It is. Awesome. Yeah. Someone was asking how you spell orangutan, and we realized that you spell orangutan the same way you would spell orange, Utah, if you took out the E from orange and the H from Utah. Mm-hmm. We'll show you that in a minute. Trust me. UTAN. Yeah. Anyway, we'll look at that in a minute. Does someone have someone other than a gorilla or an orangutan? Yes, Alice, right? Alice. Chimpanzees and what? And spider monkeys. So spider monkeys actually don't technically classify as apes because they have tails. But that's okay. That's not part of what we're learning, right? So it'll be chimpanzees, absolutely. Does anyone even know another kind of ape? Yeah, Ty. We sure are. Human beings are an ape because we are a tailless primate. Awesome. What kind of things do you think apes care about? What kind of things do you think apes care about? Ambry, what kind of things do you think apes care about? Sure, they care about food. Absolutely. What else do you think they care about? They care about food. They care about what else do they care about, Angie? They care about like their family, right? Like their family unit. Absolutely. What else do you think they might care about? Drew.
Protecting their young.
Yeah, like their families and stuff. Absolutely. Ty? Territory. They probably care about territory as well. That's awesome. Believe it or not, guys, this has a lot to do with what we're learning today. So go ahead and open up your math notebook because we still don't have a planner. You guys, somebody got Jeopardy. Cost a little extra. If you need a passport quickly, pay the State Department for this rush processing, meaning sped up. Expedited is correct. Is that you, Drew?
Yes, I knew that because we expedited our passports from Mexico.
Because that is so cool. I love it when your personal knowledge gets in there. I'm going to tell you guys, he's the first person to get it right, and that counts teachers as well. I didn't know it. When I looked it up, I had to look at the back. And when I showed Mr. McGowan, and I'm going to put this on, I'm going to put him on blast on YouTube as well because I'm actually streaming this guy. So when Mr. McGowan, when I asked him that question, he looked at it and he flipped it around and was like, I got it right. And I was like, well, how come you didn't say it out loud? And he's like, none of your business. So I think he also didn't know it. So you absolutely got that, Drew. Awesome. And then the Pictionary at the circus, that is a trapeze. Yes, that is the trapeze. Awesome. Well done, guys. Very good, Drew. I know that we don't have our planners yet, so it's the 6th day of school today. More on this in a minute. It's our 6th day of school today, and I wanted you guys to know, did you guys know that 6 is the only number that is the sum and product of 3 consecutive whole numbers? That is, if I add 3 numbers in a row, 1 plus 2 plus 3, that's 6. If I take those numbers and multiply them, that's also 6. 6 is the only number that does that. Nothing else does. Da, 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 da. The more you know. It's Black Ribbon Day. Does anyone know what Black Ribbon Day is? Yes, Guinevere.
I think Allie told me this because she's in first grade.
Okay.
But I think it's I'm pretty sure it's like honoring the people who died in the concentration camps.
Yeah, exactly. It's the people. It's a day to remember those who died from Nazi Germany and also Stalinist Russia, which is like millions and millions and millions of people, like way more people than is like nice to think about. So today's a day to just take a minute out of your day to think about it and how awful that was. Anyway, what's our first essential question? And let's see if I can get that read by. That's going to be Allie. What's our first essential question today? It is the green under Math 7. Yeah. Yeah, what are natural numbers? Go ahead and write this down, guys. Everybody should be writing this in your planners, or excuse me, in your math notebooks, or have it open to where you've got it already written down. That's excellent. What are natural numbers, whole numbers, integers, and rational numbers? Sometimes you'll see me do an and like this. It's like a 3 with this line down the center. That's an alternative way to write and. So just so you know, when you see that, I mean and. When I have a little 3 with a slash down it. And how can I tell them apart? We have a second essential question, and I would love to hear that from Vika. What's our second essential question?
What situations would I use each of them in?
Awesome. What situations would I use each of them in? Very good. I'll just take a minute to finish writing that down. I'm going to go ahead and erase those. There's a student in my first period who was trying to do the Pictionary, and he was like, "Oh, circus swing, like it's like right on the tip of my tongue." How many of us had that experience? Like we knew what it was, we just were like spacing on what it was called on that Pictionary. Yeah, absolutely. Cool. Now underneath all that, let's get a title for today. Got a pencil? Got a pencil? Absolutely. There you go. Today's topic is the number system. And later today, we're going to draw a Venn diagram. If you guys remember what those are, if not, that's okay. Because I'm going to give you guys a reminder of what a Venn diagram is and how it works. So everybody, once you get that written, you're going to draw a great big rectangle like this. And this rectangle is going to represent primates. Yeah, monkeys, apes, and I think lemurs are part of that too, but I don't know for sure. I believe so. I forget how you define a primate, but I generally know what they are. Now, this is going to have 2 circles in it. And these 2 circles are actually not going to overlap because one of them represents what are called the great apes, and the other one represents what are called other apes. which actually sounds pretty rude if you think about it. There are great apes, and then there are other apes. Mm-hmm. There are great apes, and then there are other apes that are, I guess, not great. And inside of this, there's actually going to be a circle completely inside of great apes. And this is going to represent apes that go to math class. Apes that go to math classes. Okay. While you get that written, just go ahead and popcorn out. Just say out loud a primate that you know of. Gorilla. A gorilla is a great ape, but it doesn't go to math class, so gorilla belongs in here. Humans. Humans are apes that do go to math classes. Now, the reason that I put them in here, humans are also great apes. They are part of the great ape family, right? They are primates without tails that also meet a couple of other specifications to make them great apes. So they are also apes that go to math classes. So all humans are they all go to math classes, and they also, well, most of them anyway. And they're all great apes. What other kinds of oh, you have a question, Drew? Well, that's the thing. Human beings are part like in the world of taxonomy, like everything falls under a thing. Like we're mammals, right? And then under mammals, there's something else that we're part of that like separates like I forget like rodents and like cats and stuff like that. And then there's other things, and then we're like branching off. And there's just this big umbrella. We're apes the same way we're mammals. Like it's just part of a giant group we're a part of. What other kind of primates can we think of? Just say them. Sure. I think, Alice, you mentioned specifically. What kind of monkey? Spider monkeys. Those would be out here. Because spider monkeys are primates, but they are not apes. So they're not great apes or other apes. They are primates, but they don't fall under any of these other categories. And unless you bring them to math class, to really complicate this thing. Keep going, guys. What are the what kind of primates? Chimpanzees. Those are great apes. He's fictional. Orangutan. See, here's what I mean. You write the word orange without the G, and then Uton without the H. Orangutan. Hmm? Orange Uton, except without the E and without the H. Also, the what you call them, the orangutans up at the Hogle Zoo are indeed orange Utons. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. What other kind of apes do we got out there, guys? Or primates at all? Someone brought up macaws. Those are like those are the monkeys that like sit in hot tubs with the big red face. Oh no, you're right. Macaque. Excuse me. Thank you. Macaw is a bird. Let's make sure we have our hoods off, guys, in class. Hoods off in class. Appreciate that. Macaque. Someone was like baboons. Baboons are not apes, but they are like a monkey. They're just like really creepy. I can think of one more kind of ape. Yeah. Those will be a monkey, so they'll live in like the same place the monkeys do. The ape we're missing is a bonobo. 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 Yeah, bonobos. Bonobos are cool because they're like chimpanzees that aren't evil. Like, I don't know if you guys knew this. Chimpanzees are not nice animals. Like, yeah, no, they're super cute in like movies and stuff, but they're actually like super terrifying. Like their social structure involves a whole lot of murder, it turns out. So bonobos are like nice chimpanzees. Uh we're missing a kind of ape here, guys. These guys in the middle. Does anyone know what those are? Those are not spider monkeys. They actually don't have tails. They're called gibbons. And you know what's sad? They are the only ape that's not a great ape. There are great apes, and then there are gibbons. Which, by the way, that gibbon to the right looks like you just told him that. Say that again to my face. Yeah, there are great apes, and then there's you and your friend there. And his friend's just like, I just want to go home. Can we just please go home? Yeah. So this is a Venn diagram that represents primates. You've got spider monkeys, baboons, and macaques that are not great apes or other apes. You've got great apes like gorillas, chimpanzees, orangutans, bonobos, and humans. Now, humans are the only apes that go to math class, but all the only things that are going to go to math class are the great apes, and other apes are gibbons. Sorry, guys. My fault. Now, the first kind of number I want to talk to you about today is called a natural number. So let's write this down, natural number. And then you can put your pencils down for a minute. Natural numbers. Natural numbers were the first numbers that human beings ever cared about. And we don't know for sure because the first natural numbers we found were like we found a bone that someone had etched like little tally marks as if they were counting something. And the best we can figure, they were counting members of their tribe. So when I say teach, you guys are going to say, okay, can you talk to each other? If we were like cave people with tribes and families and stuff, what kind of numbers, and you can just give me examples of numbers, what kinds of numbers would you use to count your family or your tribe? Talk to each other and let's see how it goes. Teach. Sure, 5. Like you have 5 people in your family. Yeah. What other kind of numbers? What other numbers would work? 1. It's a lonely tribe, but yeah. Okay. Can I get you guys back in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1? Go ahead. Just say numbers that work. 5, right? You can have a tribe or a family of 5. Keep going. 21, indeed. 2, family of 2. 1, 100. Like 1,236,000 or 336,405.
How would you fit that many in a cave?
Well, there's a lot of caves, right? Like I guess that's just it. Any number you can count to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, so on, all the way up to as far as you want to go. Like there's more than 7 billion people on the planet, but we can keep going, right? We will keep going. If we make it to the stars, there's no limit to how many people we can have. I mean, I guess Earth there is an ultimate limit because eventually we'll be shoulder to shoulder and be like, now no one can sit down. Thanks. Now, natural numbers are the counting numbers. Got a pencil? Natural numbers start at 1 and they just keep going this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and as high as you want it to go. Go ahead and write those down, guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then as high as you could possibly want it to go. Those are your natural numbers. Now, there is one number that is conspicuously missing from this list. It is 0. Let's write that down, guys. So we got whole numbers. Whole numbers really are the natural numbers with 0 as well. That was the next one that most people cared about. I have 2 questions for you. You can put your pencils down for a second once you get that written. 2 questions. Number 1, why would the number 0 never come up if you were counting members of your tribe? And 2, why do you think 0 came up at all then? If it doesn't make sense to say I have 0 members of my tribe, why do you think 0 came up? And why doesn't it make sense to use the number 0 to describe the number of people in your family? Talk to each other, and here we go. Teach. There you go. There you go. Excellent, Ty. Exactly so. Okay. Can I get you in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1? Ty, why doesn't it make sense to say there are 0 members of your family? Yeah, there's going to be one person who's counting, right? There's me. There's always going to be one. That's why natural numbers started at 1. They didn't have a concept of 0 because they couldn't imagine a world without themselves, right? So why do you think 0 came up then? What do you think they were counting to get 0? Angie. If they had 0 food. Where's the bananas? We ate them all. We've got 0, right? There are 0 bananas. Now let's fight, right? Like, so that was exactly where that comes up. Now, guys, there's 2 kinds of numbers that we haven't brought up yet. And one of them comes next mathematically, but I want to think about the one that comes next culturally. What makes more sense? Because there's a whole group of numbers we're missing from here that apes really would care about. Will you guys talk to each other? What is the group of numbers? What kind of numbers, other than whole numbers, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, what are the numbers missing from this list that you think apes would care about? And why would they care about it? Talk to each other and teach. I'll give you a hint. You hate to add them. Okay, can I get you guys back up here in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1? This is awesome, guys. I appreciate your hard work. That was a great countdown from 5. I think you guys absolutely deserve a point. That was a great mighty oh yeah. I think you deserve a point for that too. Yay! I know you don't always feel like saying oh yeah on a Monday, but you guys did a great job. Now, guys, you're right. Technically, there's a lot, but there's 2 groups of numbers we're missing. What are the 2? Does someone by raise a hand know what the 2 are going to be, Grayson? Sure, we're missing negative numbers. What's the other one that we're missing? Vika. Fractions, right? Which one do you think came first? Negatives or fractions? Just say it. I'm hearing negatives and fractions. Why don't we talk about it? When I say teach, you're going to say, okay, do you think negatives came first? When would an ape use a negative? Or do you think fractions came first? When would an ape use a fraction? Teach, teach. Okay, everybody, can I get you back up here in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1? Rosalie, what do you think came first, fractions or negatives? When would apes use a negative? And here's the thing, Rosalie. What's interesting about this is that you're thinking about this more mathematically, because mathematically, negatives do come next. But I think culturally, fractions make a little more sense about when apes would use them. And that's why you're having trouble. You're like, negatives do come next. Like, mathematically, that makes the most sense. But humans didn't think of negative numbers for a really long time. We thought of fractions first. Can someone tell me when they thought, why would fractions come up? Why would fractions come up? Seeing a lot of hands. Why don't we go over here for Alice? Yeah. What if you've got 5 bananas you want to split between 4 apes? You're going to get 1 banana each and fight each other for the last one? That doesn't sound like a good idea. Let's just split it. So I would say fractions came next, but Rosalie's right. Negatives come next mathematically. So I actually want to give you guys, make a little space here. Don't write anything right under here. We're going to give ourselves a little space to put the negatives in there because mathematically she's right. Those come next. But culturally, conceptually, fractions came next, and those are called rational numbers.
Cut them up into 4 bites, and then the one person just got unlucky and gets all 5 or 4 pills.
I know there was you remember that old timey? That's okay. Do you guys remember that old timey Batman that was really campy? It was like, how do you split 7 apples between 4 people? Applesauce. All right. Now, rational numbers are any number that can, wink wink, can be written as a fraction. Like 2/3 is a rational number. I can write it as a fraction. 5 3/8 is a rational number because it can be written as a fraction. This might make you really mad. 7 is a rational number. Because it can be written as a fraction. Talk to each other. Why is 7 a rational number? How can it be written as a fraction? Teach, teach! Talk about it.
7/14 as 1/2.
That would be 1/2, but 7 by itself is rational. Okay, can I get you in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1? Can someone explain to me why 7 is rational? Why is 7 rational? Let's go for Adam. What's that? Ha! In 7th grade, every number is rational but 1.
7.
There is one number that's not rational. 0 is rational too. We'll talk about it. Every number is rational except for 1. Remember, a number is rational if it can be written as a fraction. Can someone give me a fraction that 7 could be? Angie? 6 and 7 sevenths? Yeah, you could do that. It's even easier though. I would think of it as 7 over 1. 7 over 1, is that a fraction? And it is 7. So 7 is also a rational number. Decimals are rational as well, like 4.25, because that's just 4 and a fourth. And 3.82, where the 2 is repeating, is also rational. Those are all rational numbers. We're going to need some space here because we need those in a minute. But let's pop up over here to what Rosalie wanted to talk about, which was negative numbers. Negative numbers are part of a group called the integers. The integers. Now, integers can't be fractions like these guys. Integers can't be fractions. Like 2/3 is not an integer. It's still whole numbers, but now it's whole numbers and also the opposite of whole numbers. It looks kind of weird when you write it down. It looks like this. Dot, dot, dot. -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, 3, dot, dot, dot. Any number you can count to forwards in the positive, any number you can count to backwards in the negative. Those are integers. When I say teeth, you're going to say, okay, let's come back to that question I was asking Rosalie that she was like, oh, that's a good point. I don't know. Why the heck would apes need negative numbers? Where would that even come up? Why do we have these things? Talk to each other and let's see how it goes. Teach, teach.
Yeah, he'd be in debt.
You owe me a banana, good sir.
I owe you a lip.
All right, everybody. Can I get you back in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1? Let's see here. Donnie, why do you think apes would use integers? Why would they need negative numbers? Yeah. Yeah. You could be walking around as a gorilla holding 4 bananas and then step on some other gorilla's 8 bananas, and that gorilla would be like, what the heck? And he's like, okay, here, just have these 4. And the other gorilla would be like, you still owe me 4 bananas, right? Like there is debt, and that's where it comes from. Also, did you guys know this? The ancient Egyptians had negative numbers, but they didn't have 0.
So it just goes -1, 1.
Yes. And what it was, I got to write this on here because if someone's absent, they need to see it at home. You can put your pencils down. I'm not going to make you draw this. The reason they had that was when they built their pyramids, there were floors above, like the first floor was floor 1, floor 2, floor 3, and floor 4. But then they had also floors below, and so that was -1, -2 for the basement. So they didn't have a 0, but they did have negatives. Which actually brings me to the last thing I wanted to have you write down before we do that giant Venn diagram. Got a pencil? Negative rational numbers also count, like -3/8, -2.5, -27, and -18.8 repeating. Those are all rational numbers also. For what it's worth, guys, in 7th grade, you'll need to be satisfied with every number we talk about is going to be rational except for 1. And it's not 0 because you can write 0 as 0 over 1. So 0 is also rational. 1 is rational. 1 is rational because I can write it as 1 over 1. I can write it as a fraction. There is a single number we'll discuss in 7th grade that is not rational. Ty? Infinity is not a number, I'm afraid. It is a concept. We'll get there in February. I know. It's quite a while, isn't it? Okay. There we go. So let's put this information into a Venn diagram. Got a pencil? Give me a nice big box right here. And this box represents all real numbers. Now we're going to do it the way Rosalie wanted to, where we're going to separate these mathematically rather than culturally, right? Like we're going to go in the order that makes sense in math. So the very basic kind of number was a natural number. So we're going to write natural number, and then we're going to put a ring around it. There's natural numbers. What are some examples of natural numbers? Just yell them out. 1. What else? 1,000. Not that one. 70. 204. Those are natural numbers. They're numbers that start with 1 and you can count up to, right? Now, after natural numbers, we had whole numbers. Now, check it out. Every natural number is a whole number. 204 is a whole number. 70 is a whole number. 1,000 is a whole number. 1's a whole number. There's only one number that is whole but not natural. And that number is what? Everyone, that number is? 0. Very good. 0 is the only number that belongs in that ring. Because inside of this ring are all the numbers that are whole but not natural, which is only 0. Yeah. Yes, exactly. Like notice, is 204 natural? Yes or no? I would say yes. Is it whole? Yes or no? Yes. Because whole numbers have all the natural numbers inside of them. Some people would rather just look at the list. Like 204, I can get there from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. After the whole numbers, mathematically, just like Rosalie wanted it, comes the integers. I-N-T-E-G-E-R-S, integers. The numbers that belong in that ring are negatives, like -2, -5, -1,000, -407. All of those numbers are integers. Is 0 an integer? Yes or no? Yes. Is 1,000 an integer? Yes or no? Yes. Every number that we've looked at is an integer here. The positive ones and 0 are whole, and the positive ones are natural. Which brings us to our last ring here. This is the last one. These are your rational numbers. Which are like your fractions, like 7/3, -2.5, -8.7, 5.3 repeating. Those are all rational numbers, right? Parts of a whole. You can put your pencils down once you get that written, guys. Someone asked me a question my last period, and I want to talk about it. They said, when I was like, hey, just tell me some rational numbers, because we had a little more time in there because we had the announcements that were like super short today. I said, hey, tell me a rational number. And I was like, 7/3, 7/3, -2.5, -2.5, -8.7, -8.7, 5.3 repeating, 5.3 repeating. And someone says 8/2. And I was like, Now, 8/2 is rational, but I wouldn't put it in this ring. Where would you put 8/2? Teach! Yes, that's exactly right. You'd put them in all of them with the natural numbers. Okay, can I get you in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I love it. Ty, what did you say? You want to put it where?
You could put it in natural number.
Perfect.
8 over 2 is just 4.
Yeah, 8 over 2 is just 4, so technically it belongs in here. I love the way Vika said it too. Vika, what did you say?
I said you could put it in natural numbers because
Hmm?
8 over 4 simplifies.
Yep, or 8 over 2 simple as 4, 8 over 4 is 2. But putting it in natural numbers means I've put it in all of them. By the way, real numbers are all the numbers that they're all the rational numbers, integers, whole numbers, and natural numbers are real. But there are more weirdo numbers outside of these rings than inside of them. Infinity is a concept, not a number. I know, right? By the way, even more horribly, and you're not writing this down, I just want to show you, believe it or not, there's a set of numbers over here that exist outside of the real numbers. If you're curious, they're called complex numbers. No. It's even worse. It's even worse. Guys, I'm going to show you something really quick. Again, you're not writing it down. Every real number fits on the number line. Like 0 fits on the number line. Like if this is 0 right here. 1.5 might be over here. Negative 3.8 might be over here. The numbers, every number that's in this box will fit on the number line. It's a guarantee. The numbers that belong in this circle don't fit on the number line, but actually fit right off of it. Like over here. Or here. Or my personal favorite number, which is right here. Above the 0 on the number line. Don't worry, guys. You'll learn about those in 10th grade. Now, when I say teach, you guys are going to say, okay, and open your Chromebooks and work on our self-assessment. Again, what? Not yet, not yet, not yet, because I want to show you what it looks like. So, guys, do you have to finish it at home if you don't finish it here? Yes. No, no, you don't. There's no homework in this class. But do you have to work on it the whole time we're here? Yes. So let me show you what it looks like. I'm going to give you a number like this. Guys, wait. If I give you negative 8, I'm going to ask, is that natural, whole, integer, or rational? So guys, is negative 8 a natural number? Yes or no? No, because it's not a counting number, 1, 2, 3. Is it a whole number? Yes or no? No. Is it an integer? Yes. So we would check it off. Is it rational? No. Yes, because you can write it as a fraction, negative 8 over 1. We've got about 5 minutes, guys. Open up your Chromebooks. If you have any questions about that, I'm here to help. Good luck and teach. Okay. All right, those of you at home, see you next time.